Good evening, YouTube. Today I'm going to tell you a story. This story is about a king, and he was a polygamist. It was not Joseph Smith. Like and put in the comments if you know who Joseph Smith is. This king was a typical king. He had 4 wives, and he always enjoyed being in charge and being the king. But one day he found himself truly ill, and he looked at his 4th wife and he said, "Come to me." She walked over and he said, "I'm dying. Will you follow me to the afterlife?" She said, "No, I can't do that." Well, he called his 3rd wife over, and he had always dressed her up in fine clothing and the best dresses, and showed her off to the public as his arm candy. He was just so proud of her, like, "Look at this. Look what I've got." And he said, "Will you follow me to the afterlife?" And his 3rd wife said, "Absolutely not. You can't take me with you when you go. And as soon as you go, I'm going to remarry." He looked at his 2nd wife and he said, "Will you follow me to the afterlife?" She said, "I will not, but I will plan your funeral, and we'll find a place for everything you own to go after you pass." And out of nowhere, he hears this voice, and it said, "Are you going to ask me?" That's when his first wife had walked up and said, "I will follow you to the end of eternity." And he said, "Me and the other wives used to talk about how you weren't as pretty. I never took care of you. Said you were ugly, black-hearted, evil. Why would you want to go with me?" And she said, "Because I will follow you everywhere." Now, the moral of this story is she ended up following him to the grave, into the afterlife. You see, the 4th wife represents our pride and our physical body. That's why she simply couldn't go. The 3rd wife represents our belongings, all the things we've showed off, all the things we bragged about, all the things we thought mattered to the public. That's why she couldn't go. The 2nd wife said, "I will bury you, and I will find a place for your belongings." The 2nd wife represents your belongings. And you can't take your belongings. You know, you can't take your body. You can't take your possessions. But the 1st wife represented his soul. And your soul is who you are. And that's why your 1st wife should be your only wife, and she should be your soulmate. That's how that's supposed to be set up. It's not supposed to be about lust or who's beautiful, who's buying you the fancy things. You see, the 4th wife being our body, we can't take it. So it's important to stay healthy and be fit, but ultimately that's not as important as your soul. 3rd wife represents your possessions. What you own doesn't define who you are. How much money you got, how many trucks and cars and jewelries, laptops, guitars, subwoofers, 5 mansions, a swimming pool. She ain't going with you to the grave either. The 2nd wife's just your friends and family. They're going to remarry. just like the third wife's going to remarry. You know, the friends and family's going to move on, and your possessions are definitely going to go immediately. They'll remarry. Everybody wants to scramble for your stuff, just like you did to collect that stuff as a king. But the first wife, representing your soul that everybody thought was ugly, evil, black-hearted, that's what you get to take with you. Do something for somebody. Give somebody a hug. Make someone feel special. You never know when that's the last time you're going to talk to that person. Your soul's going with you. Make it be the best thing that you own, the best wife that you have, and truly, you're number one. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my story.